Hi everybody. I wanted to take a couple minutes and explain how the IoT Audit Framework and Tool Suite will help you plan your successful Internet of Things deployments. Why use the IoT Audit? Well, Internet of Things technologies will become a key enabler of business success. But how can we cut through all the hype and understand how the Internet of Things can address your key business challenges? The IoT Audit is a framework-based tool suite designed to identify your key business drivers, help you avoid expensive mistakes, and create your optimal IoT solution. You'll leverage the same process other companies have used in their IoT deployments that are generating measurable benefits with high ROI. You'll use the IoT audit tools to create the optimal IoT solution for your business. And there's no doubt about it, the Internet of Things will impact your business. Market forecasts suggest that IoT could add trillions of dollars to the gross domestic product by 2024. And companies around the world are deploying IoT solutions that drive benefits and enhance customer service, increased revenue, improved supply chain, and use of their assets. Now, IoT and big data initiatives are linked together, and they're vitally important to your business. The emergence of new technologies, inexpensive sensors, ubiquitous wireless networks, cloud computing, and big data analysis is driving new business models with high ROI. Here's an additional view of how large the Internet of Things market will become. Cisco projected that this market will grow to 19 trillion between 2014 and 2020. This 6-year growth exceeds the entire U.S. 2013 economy of 16.5 trillion. There'll be billions of sensors sold that'll generate $1 trillion of economic impact. Even a more conservative Gartner estimate shows that every industry segment will be affected, and there's still an enormous $1.9 trillion opportunity. And as you look at that pie chart below and the companies off to the right, you'll probably see your organization represented there, as everyone is affected by the Internet of Things. Your key challenge then is how to get to that pot of gold for you and your company. Well, Internet of Things sensors are essentially a way to get at infrastructure data that until now has been inaccessible. This IoT sensor data is analyzed with other existing data sources to provide new operational intelligence to solve your business problems. Large IoT deployments will create big data datasets that are too large for traditional data processing systems and require new processing technologies. Developing the ability to extract useful knowledge from this data needs to be considered a key corporate strategic asset that drives your business performance optimization. This is a great slide from the Gartner Group. It shows their hype cycle. And way at the top, you can see at the peak of inflated expectations is the Internet of Things. Now, what we use the IoT audit for is to make sure that you don't fall through the trough of disillusionment, get through the slope of enlightenment quickly so you can get over to the plateau of productivity. We'll show you exactly how we can help you do that with the IoT audit framework and toolset. So there are a lot of frustrations with the Internet of Things. As we saw on the last slide, there's so much hype. What's real? What's true? There are many wild prognostications and forecasts about the market, and there's many new technologies, protocols, and architectures out there to address IoT. And there are many vendors just doing a piece of the IoT solutions, and so there's a lot of integration and deployment hurdles. There's unclear return on investment economics, and your company may struggle with the introduction of IoT because it requires changes in processes, new equipment, new data analysis, new skills, and new business processes. So what process and tools do I use to make a good decision? Well, that's the IoT audit. This is the IoT audit solution framework. I'm not going to go into detail here because there are free videos that I'll talk about later that walk you through the framework. But here what we do is create your IoT target outcome, the purpose for your IoT deployment in your business. And then there's 4 key steps: baseline, expectations, your strategy map, and your tasks implementation plan that are going to lead to your business process optimization. We go through each of these in turn in the IoT audit framework and tool suite, and I'll talk about the course in the next slide. So this is the IoT audit framework, tools, and the accompanying videos that's all wrapped together as a course. You can see the breakouts here in this mind map of the course materials. There's 10 instructional videos that explain all the IoT audit steps. There's mind maps that show all the process flows, as well as a lot of the IoT application examples. The meat of the product is the IoT spreadsheet workbook. This Excel spreadsheet does all the information collection, analysis, and report generation for you to create your IoT business plan. And lastly, we have a complete set of IoT reference materials along with vendor information. Who uses the IoT audit? Organizations around the world use the IoT audit to plan successful Internet of Things deployments, and these organizations fall into two primary categories. The first is end-user organizations. These are companies, cities, universities, etc., that implement IoT capabilities to optimize their business performance in some key area. That might be process enhancements, customer experience, new business models, and cost reductions. Now, the second group is original equipment manufacturers. These are folks who do products and services, and they're adding the IoT capabilities to differentiate their products in the marketplace. Now, OEMs benefit twice. They'll use the IoT audit to create these market-leading Internet of Things offerings, but also they can use the IoT audit with their customers to help them understand the benefits that the OEM's equipment brings to them. So they actually have a double win, and OEMs can really leverage the IoT audit in their business. In the IoT audit, we utilize this Internet of Things reference model. We work with you to identify what you'll need at the physical sensor and controller layer, how those are going to connect through gateways and potentially using edge computing. The network connectivity options may be terrestrial or wireless. And then as you begin to hit the cloud layers, you have a data abstraction and security layer, the actual cloud storage, and the business application software that you're going to use to analyze your IoT data. All of that, of course, drives at layer 7 your business performance optimization and the actions you'll take to actually leverage your IoT implementation. The IoT audit forms walk through each of these layers in detail, and at the end will create your optimal Internet of Things implementation plan. The IoT audit was designed to help answer the following questions. Which of your areas of your business performance do you want to optimize? How will you be able to leverage the Internet of Things for your company? Which types of sensors, networks, and software do you need? What processes and tools can you use to make these IoT decisions? What do you need to know, and what mistakes must you avoid? How do you calculate the return on investment for IoT? And if you wait on the Internet of Things, what are the implications for your business? Lastly, how do you leverage IoT information to create the actions that will improve your target business performance optimization areas? You can see these are all very important things for your business, and the IoT audit tools help you identify those and document them. The IoT audit tools are used to drive your success plan. When you use the tools, you'll create a written business performance optimization target outcomes using key performance metric targets. You'll complete a baseline of your IoT applications, the status, requirements, technology, skills, and your organization's readiness. You'll have an understanding of the expectations of all the parties involved in your IoT deployment, both internal and external. You'll create your IoT strategy map. What's the process, resources, and timeline for rolling out your IoT deployment? You'll create the task list for all the actions and accountabilities to do your IoT deployment. And lastly, you'll create a checklist and drive your business performance optimization results. Using the IoT audit will help you avoid the most common mistakes when doing an IoT deployment. First off, no clear target outcome agreed to by the team, or jumping into the implementation before good planning. Not collecting important baseline information, or incorrectly assessing the degree of difficulty of an IoT deployment in terms of costs, time, personnel skills required for IoT success. Not understanding the expectations of all stakeholders can sink an IoT deployment. Poorly constructed strategy map will also lead to an incomplete project plan with no single point of accountabilities. And lastly, not tying your IoT implementation to your key performance indicators will lead to a lackluster business performance optimization outcome, and that's certainly not what you want if you're going to spend the money doing an IoT deployment. In order to get a better feel for the IoT audit, we've created 3 videos on the framework and the tool set. The first gives the overview, the second talks about the first part of the framework, and the third video talks about the back end of the framework and how you can use the IoT audit in your IoT implementation. Head over to the videos page on IoTaudit.com to watch these videos. Here's some thoughts on next steps that you can follow to determine whether the IoT audit is right for your business. First, I'd encourage you to take the IoT Readiness Assessment Survey that's shown on this page on the IoTaudit.com. Here you'll baseline where you're at with IoT today and where you'd like to be with the Internet of Things in your organization in 2 years. It's a great baselining exercise, and we put together a report that we'll send back to you that you can use with your IoT audit project team and leadership. You can also watch the free introductory IoT audit videos on the video page. These are a series of 3 webinar-length videos to bring you up to speed on the IoT audit. You can also actually purchase the IoT audit on our website, and you can see the link there. But also, if you have any questions at all, please feel free to contact us on our contact page via the form, which is shown here in the link. We believe the IoT audit will be a great tool for your business, and we look forward to talking about your unique situation soon. Thanks.